Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Spotlight series. We have a very special guest with us today, one of our speakers from the Heart Centered Business Conference. It is the amazing Nova Peris. Now, being a total sports nut, I've loved you from the Olympics, Nova, but you've had a huge and full life since then as well. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone and let us know a little bit about you?
So my name's Nova Peris. I was born in Larrakia country in Darwin. My descendancy from my dad's side is the West Arnhem region from the Awajja peoples. And on my mum's side, from the East and West Kimberleys, the Gidja and the Yarru people around the Broome and the Horse Creek region. So beautiful country out that way. Unfortunately, I don't get to go there as much as I can, but like I said, me as a little girl growing up in Larrakia country in Darwin, I dreamt big as a kid. And hence a lot of people often say, gosh, how did you achieve the things that you have achieved in life? But I don't know, I just dreamt big. And when someone said I couldn't do anything, it was just like waving a red flag to a bull. I just said, yeah, watch this space. So my sister and I grew up tomboys in Darwin, just loved sports, enjoyed going to school. My mum and my stepdad really pushed education because they often said, you could have a long career or a short career in sports, but everything was education, education, education. So, I was very fortunate to have a good home life and good upbringing where my parents certainly put me in good stead for life. So, like I said, the things that I've done in my lifetime, I sort of feel that I've done it because I believed in myself and I backed myself. And, hence you getting me to actually come out and speak, dealing with failure. I'm like, what failure? I often I have a way of turning negatives into positives. And, I think that sort of puts me in a position where if I can help others, I really enjoy doing that.
And one of the things that you've also accomplished is you were also our first female Indigenous senator in Australia as well. And that is a whole nother boys club / game to play. And, it's such a fascinating journey for us to follow. And as you said, you're speaking at conference about a little bit about failure and then also wanting to help others. And I think that they're two really deep topics for women in business in particular. A lot of the women who listen to this podcast, they're all about being of service, that they want to have a business that actually helps people achieve an outcome and be of service as well. And we want to help everybody, of course. So do you have any just insights to share on that drive that's in you to help others and how you cope when there's just so much work to be done?
Controlling the controllables is one thing I find, because as much as you want to give to so many people, things might not always go your way. And I think sometimes we beat ourselves up on the things that don't go away or we can't control. And I sort of think that I've been able to develop a good mindset of how I can continue to go forward irrespective of circumstance. So I find if that's a way that you can bring people on the journey that, life isn't always a bed of roses. It's we're always going to have our ups and downs. So I sort of feel there's that. A lot of women in particular, we get categorized when we have to feel a certain type of modeling for what it means to be successful. Like for me, doing the things that I've achieved, my mum grew up on a mission. She didn't have much education. She had the equivalent of a year 4. So how could it be that her daughter went on to become a senator, did all these crazy things? So I sort of feel that, you've just got to have this strong belief, being able to pick yourself up when things don't go your way, how you can actually control how you react to certain things that don't go your way. But I sort of feel with I get so much pleasure. When I achieve things, I sort of feel, yeah, okay, what next? And I get so much, I guess, I suppose it is satisfaction when you can help others and know that someone can say, what you said to me 2 years ago, this has helped me, you helped me believe. Like that's a beautiful thing. I have this saying that, you know, if you can reach the top in whatever field it is, send that elevator back down and bring others with you. You know, I don't have time for negativity. I don't, hate is negative energy. You know, I know that we can't continue every day just bouncing off the walls and being happy. We've got to have our downtime. And I sort of feel, being a woman in particular, being a mother, taking care of my own inner health, my own spiritual health, and my downtime is instrumental, because if we want to be strong, successful women, you got to look after yourself. And I think that goes back to being able to still set goals, you know, being able to set realistic goals in what it is that you want to achieve, looking after yourself, your husband or partner time, your children time. There's so many aspects to being successful. It's not just one secret, well, one type of an ingredient. It's a variety, I think, of things. And I sort of think we as females we have this nurturing way of being able to have a bit more empathy than what men do, if I can say that. So
absolutely, yeah. You got a very friendly audience here. It's all for women only. So
yeah,
say what you want. It's totally fine. Yeah. And look, that's part of the heart-centered mission as well. You know, with the work that we do, helping women to create successful businesses. I truly believe that if the Forbes 500 list had more women on it than men, we would live in a very different world. 100%. We would live in like that. That is what I'm on a mission to do, is help women create wealth through entrepreneurship, so that we can completely shift the balance of power and the balance of wealth in the world. Like I'm totally with you on that one. And, you know, I think that you've touched on some really powerful points. And one in particular I want to just hone down on. And you said, you know, when you are a successful woman, you know, you've experienced being in the spotlight a lot. People expect you to form into a certain mold or behave in a certain way. How do you deal with that?
Care factor 0. I know, it's a funny thing, like, you know, sort of, I don't know, like I'm 48 on Monday, and I sort of feel, how does, you know, does the public have a type of perception of how a 48-year-old woman is meant to present themselves? You know, with my work now, like 2 days ago, I had hard yakka boots on. I'm out on the Yarra. I've got snake gaiters on, and I'm working back in the grassroots. And people would say, but you've been a senator and you've traveled to 50 countries. How do you do that? I said, because I love it. That's how I feel. I love, don't ever lose being the person that you were as a little girl, sort of thing. It always, for me, being the successful person, I've never forgotten my grassroots. And I think that's important, because the grassroots have steered me in the direction of where I'm meant to be. And I sort of am grateful for that. I'm grateful for that little girl who dreamt big. I'm grateful for all the highs and lows, because that shaped me. It shaped the resilience. It shaped the strength. So I sort of feel I don't really care too much about what people think. And as long as I'm being true to myself, I think that's the most important thing. You know, I wake up every morning and grateful for my healthy children. I'm grateful that I've got a job, that I'm earning money and can contribute in so many ways. So I think that's the important thing. Too many times, too many people think too much about what other people think, rather than just being true to themselves and true to their own character.
Oh, so gorgeous. And I often like to think, like, is 6-year-old Tash really happy right now as well? Like, and I think when I think about, like, in my business, I get to play on the computer. I was obsessed with computers as a kid, and I get to talk to people and I get to have fun. And I'm like, 10-year-old Tash is stoked right now. Like, I'm having a great time. I even have a colouring book. Like, we have a colouring book that we sell. Like, 10-year-old Tash is very happy right now. So I think that's really gorgeous, and like reconnecting to that sense of, who is the real you, and what is it that you really deeply craved, and to be able to get back and do those things is absolutely awesome. So very cool. Now, the last thing I was actually going to ask you was in relation to, you've done so many different jobs, and, you've been represented Australia in different ways, but you've also done different styles of work. Do you see that there's a common thread in terms of like what you're here to do, or what you're particularly passionate about, why Nova was put on this planet?
Well, I sort of feel my grandmother, before she passed away, she cursed me. She cursed me because she said to me, before I even had any sort of political aspiration, she said to me, oh, you should get into politics because people look up to you. You speak for the people who don't have a voice. And I they were pretty wise words, and I sort of felt that my grandmother knew me better than anyone. And I think what she endured as her time as a 2-year-old girl being removed from her mother, and she was placed on a mission, her life was just horrendous in a way. And I sort of feel there was something in her that had a desire to live, a desire to continue to do what she had to do in order to survive. And so I sort of feel that I've got her blood DNA in me. And when things aren't going so well, I say, wake up to yourself, Nova, you've got nothing on your grandparents, because it's so true. They had it harder. So that's why I sort of feel that I owe it to my grandmother, me being talented in sports and doing the things that I was able to do. It's because of the genetics that I inherited from that old lady. So I sort of feel that whether I'm here to do a specific things, I don't know, I just wake up every day and I'm like, what am I going to do next? But sort of where I am now in the cultural heritage space. So I work here at Melbourne Water, and you can't have a sustainable future without caring for the environment and for country. So I sort of feel, being an Aboriginal person, going forward, we can't go forward without looking at how history has shaped me, because cultural and heritage is everything, even to a sustainable future for a non-Indigenous person. So me being in this space, even though I'm not so much in the sporting space now, like you can't achieve the things that you want to achieve in sports without having a healthy mind, healthy spirit, healthy body. So it's all intertwined, if you like. And so me being back in this cultural heritage space, I love it, walking down the Yarra with my snake gaiters on, looking at tiger snakes, swimming across the Yarra, having a smoking ceremony. That's a beautiful thing. And I was just saying to my husband, I wonder what my son's friends think of my Instagram picture of me totally covered in smoke. Do you know what I mean? And I sort of think of that, but at the same time, my husband's like, no, I don't think so, because, these young boys have participated in football, and they've seen smoking ceremonies, so they know that that's important to us as Aboriginal people, their connectedness to country. So, I sort of feel, it's good back in the place that I'm in right now. It's better than, Capitol Hill in Canberra, you can say that.
The snakes are nicer than the previous colleagues.
Yes.
I'd rather deal with the snakes, right? Oh, I love it. And for me, there is this beautiful golden thread through the work that you've done. You've represented Australia. You've put in a lot of Indigenous affairs on the map. No matter what you do, of course, it's going to come through that lens of being an Aboriginal woman and having that history and having that heritage. And so I think it's absolutely gorgeous for us to be able to learn from you, and particularly hear you know, how you've been able to work through and apply, you know, the things that you're talking about, the lessons that you're sharing with us, that you can apply them anywhere, whether it is, you know, watching the snakes cross the Yarra, or whether it's battling white dudes in Canberra, or whether it's, you know, representing Australia at the Olympics, you know, all of those things. Yeah. We are all challenged each day, whether it's we're challenged in terms of our time at home, whether we're challenged in terms of wanting to create businesses, whether it's our challenge of being afraid of showing up and being visible because of what some random person's going to say about us. You know, we're all facing challenges each day, and to have your experience and expertise and your knowledge shared with us at conference, I'm so excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am to hear from you. And I know that the other ladies are as well. So to anyone who's listening along, watching along, if you'd like to come and hear Nova speak at the Heart Centre Business Conference, please do come and check it out. The link is ladyposse2019.com. And if you have any questions, do get in touch. Nova, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be a part of your show, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Awesome. We will see you there. It's just a few weeks away now. Until then, lovely ladies, we cannot wait to see you shine, and hopefully we'll see you at conference. Bye for now.